Hello, today we have two important guests that we are going to talk to about the digitalization of payments. I would like to start by introducing our guests, Mr. Emre Özdal, the Corporate Sales Director at Innova, and Mr. Özgür Altan, the Member Business Sales and Marketing Deputy General Manager at Gösaç, and my name is Hakan Tatlıcı at Mastercard. I am in charge of digital payments and cybersecurity solutions in the rapidly developing markets, which include Turkey. Let's start by talking about the companies that we come from. Then we will talk about digital payments through questions. Thank you very much, Mr. Hakan. My name is Emre Özdal. I'm the Corporate Sales Director at Innova. And to talk about Innova a bit, we were founded in 1999 as a Fintech. And later, it has penetrated into many different areas like telecommunications, finance, retail, energy, automotive. So we operate in many areas, and we are also one of the largest systems integrators of Turkey, and we handle large-scale projects for the public. We have close to 1,400 specialists, and more than 85% of those are engineers. And Mr. Özgür Altan? Hello, at the Guarantee Payment Systems, I am a member business marketing deputy general manager. E-commerce is one of my areas of expertise. Guarantee Payment Systems was founded in Guarantee Bank at the year 2000. It was one of the first fintechs to be founded in Turkey, and maybe the first to be established within a bank. At first, all payment systems products that belong to Guarantee Bank were in our scope in terms of developing and marketing them. But by 2007, we started serving other banks as well, and we started a role of systems operator. And in the past 20 years, Bonus, Shop and Miles, Flexi, or Money are some of the landmarks in Turkey, and we are the creators of such brands. And as I will go into more detail during my presentation, in e-commerce since the year 2000, we have been an important player. Thank you very much. And today our topic, as you said, is going to be e-commerce and the progress that we're making, the direction we're headed in e-commerce. If you ask me, payment systems is probably the engine of e-commerce. Imagine a vehicle, we can say we are the gas of the vehicle, of the car. The car can go if you push it without any gas, but with gas it makes progress more rapidly. So I believe payment within e-commerce has such a role. And recently, with the impact of Corona, e-commerce grew very rapidly, as we can see together. I would like to ask about your opinions on this topic. Payments' role in the growth of e-commerce, or their share in the development of e-commerce. As Innova and as Guarantee Payment System, what are your investments in these areas? Mr. Özgür, if it's okay for you, let's begin with you. As you have also mentioned, these two topics are indeed two important topics which support each other and which grow together. The growth of e-commerce triggered the development of new payment systems, and the reverse is also true. In the background, the development of technology or mobile revolution or the spread of the internet are important elements which complete this picture. With the spread of the use of internet and more social network use, the consumer habits have changed. In the beginning, as you would remember, before we decide to purchase a product or good, we started doing research on the internet. That was the first step before we made a decision for a service For instance, internet was an important platform. And many people, majority of people were still very distant to shopping online. But a breaking point was happened with the payment of taxes by credit cards online. And this opportunity to pay online remotely has been an important comfort for many people. People noticed the convenience of remote payment through the internet. And after that, e-commerce gained speed, and this can be shared as my observation from within the system. And at the current level that we have reached, we have an end-to-end experience, and payment systems is an integral part of this, because now users are able to make the decision to make the purchase, and they are able to pay. They want to pay right away and take over the product as soon as possible. This has become the standard. The same for service providers as well. Payment systems companies are creating the infrastructure to meet the needs of the consumer, and that is actually what they do. They develop the capacity and the features of the product in a way to meet the needs. The majority of payments in e-commerce are done with credit card or debit card, 85% credit cards, and then prepaid or mobile wallet or micropayment tools are used, but the developments on these products are always about meeting the needs of the consumer. To give some examples to such investment is the Garanti Pay, which is used more frequently recently. Garanti Pay was launched in order to support the payment experience. There are 15 million holders of Garanti credit cards, and in their businesses, they're able to use the virtual POS devices, and without entering the card number, they're able to finish their checkout by using the Garanti Pay. During the pandemic, this product was used even more, and the e-commerce turnover of those who use this product is 40% higher compared to those who don't use this product. So the payment system and e-commerce are intertwined today, and this is a good example. Another example can be seen if we look at the picture from a different perspective. In many research, we still see that the most important topic in e-commerce is trust for the consumer. They should trust the website and trust the products that are displayed on that website, plus the trust on the payment system. During the payment and after the payment, the experience of the consumer has an impact on their future transactions or their connection in e-commerce. The secure infrastructure provided by such systems really help the growth of the turnover, and both are technological. They both see a benefit from the developments in technology. Thank you very much. Mr. Emre, what are your thoughts on this? Thank you very much. For us, the pandemic has created an important impact. Our past 2 years have been very different compared to previous years. As everyone would agree, in digitalization, we can divide it into two time periods, before the pandemic and after the pandemic. We see after the pandemic very clearly that, we do our investment in this direction as well. Especially retail and other industries, some industries were not digital before the pandemic. If you don't digitalize your business, you are unable to continue it, and you have to shut it off. This has hit retail first, and retail has tried to adapt to the change very rapidly. Those who adapted survived, and those who couldn't have been eliminated. This has reflected on many industries after retail as well. For instance, white goods and many other industries have seen a reflection of this fact. Trade volume has shifted to online, and as a big integrator company, we see this in the pressure in the logistics industry. Everything is possible. Everything should be possible online now. This is vital, and the most vital aspect is in payments. As you said, it is the gas of this vehicle. Yes, we can make this vehicle go without gas by pushing it, but probably it will not reach the destination. We have noticed at the beginning of the pandemic that payments were vital. Many of our retail customers had this demand. They wanted to take payments online. A small neighborhood convenience store to a large chain of supermarkets. Everybody wanted to digitalize their payments. Uh, we were founded as a fintech company, then we became an affiliate, a subsidiary of Türk Telekom since 2007. And with the Türk Telekom payment systems, we were working on the mobile wallet. We had certain preparations, and from many retail customers, we have started receiving demands. In terms of virtual POS device, we had certain ongoing services. As Mr. Özgür mentioned, the trust is an important element because you want to make a payment, but the market or the website could be a place which you haven't experienced at all before, or you didn't know the name of. But these certificates, when it comes to the payment stage, or the powered by logo, the brand name there becomes very important. So in this regard, we are able to address these issues. We have launched a new product within Türk Telekom recently, as with other larger IT projects. So WePOS and mobile pay wallets are integrated, and system onboarding is an issue that many banks pay attention to now. And when it comes to payments, most probably, when you look at the hype in China, probably from everywhere, in every way, you will be able to pay even by using your biometrical data. So in this regard, the digital onboarding efforts, we want to integrate them very soon. But when it comes to payments, we believe it will come to a very different point in the world. It will have to be much faster. There is such a demand, especially in e-commerce. This is the top reason for abandoning cards, not having to enter the credit card number once again. So storing the credit card data or the wish to reuse that credit card. This is what many mobile wallet solutions are addressing very naturally. And the convenience of payment. With a QR code, it is very convenient to make a payment rather than taking out your credit card, entering numbers, or sticking to a physical device. But rather than that, all member businesses, including companies which provide this service, have started emerging. Many stakeholders have started emerging, and we continue taking our positions. The future of e-commerce is very bright according to every perspective, and we believe it will serve to a much larger platform. For instance, even the automotive industry, even a car can be purchased online, and it will be delivered all the way to your home. So we are going to a very different world. We are discussing metaverse, for instance, a world that can completely be migrated to digital, and of course payment systems will be vital in that new world. So we are willing to take part in that with many of our products. Thank you very much. We have talked about the past of payment systems and our way coming here. The share was around 1% in overall payments. Today it has reached almost 30%, and you are talking about the solutions of two important companies which operate in this area, and maybe I can talk about our side of things. Our vision is, we appear to be a card company, but actually one of our main goals is to create cashless societies. And by making certain investments in this area, for instance, we have launched a solution called MasterPass. They all make progress to the same goal. Users on the internet or at e-commerce platforms or in other digital platforms, users should be able to make their payment conveniently, and they should be able to store their credit card data to make payments in different places conveniently. You're correct. Users have trust in the brand. They trust in the provider of the service. So Innova, Garanti Payment Systems, or MasterCard, such companies ensure more security or more trust for the user, so they are at more ease as they do their transactions, their payments. In overall card payments, 29 to 30%. This level demonstrates this. This increased during the pandemic, as we said. For instance, from last year to today, from November to November, there is more than 90% growth in e-commerce, and this shows us that we still have a long way to go, and there is still more growth to come in the upcoming years. With such solutions, we will contribute more to the development of e-commerce. And I would like to talk about the future together as well. We have made progress. There has been significant growth in e-commerce, both in Turkey and in the rest of the world. What would happen in the future if we imagine the next decade to come? In e-commerce, both as users and service providers, what do you think should we expect to see? Mr. Emre, let's start with you. E-commerce, as you have said, an important progress has been made since the beginning of the pandemic to today. What else to expect? In e-commerce, there is a lot of data which is created as a byproduct in the background, and AI solutions are going to be helpful for many service providers. They have started paying attention to it. We always think about a buyer and an institution, but that is not the only way to trade. These are not the only players. There can also be trade between individuals, and there are products and solutions which address this area. For instance, you have a wallet. You are, let's say, the head of the family or the parent, and you have children, and we're talking about the unbankable groups. This generation is much more easily penetrable because they're digital native generation. They want to use every kind of technology very rapidly, and payment systems is the one that can use most rapidly because, for instance, they want to do shopping on the street, or anytime they want to make a purchase, such payment systems will be available. But in the backdrop, every transaction has a product, a person, and a cart size being matched to each other. And by using this data, you can do much more. This data exists at e-commerce platforms or service providers, but the use is a bit problematic. With AI, different campaigns can be organized and a whole new world can be created between persons. The use of the wallet can also take us to a new level. On the other hand, in e-commerce, we have always talked about migrating to digital platforms, but in the physical world, I expect this to penetrate very quickly as well. Because in the physical world, there are great examples in China. For instance, Alibaba or Alipay are great examples. Even beggars have QR codes to claim money. So much more rapidly, you can replace the physical world. And during the pandemic, this technology China was able to use this technology for affiliation efforts as well, because it's very clear where payment is made at which business and by who. It's very clear. And from this, you can do affiliation activities for the pandemic, or you can trace a crime. So even security forces can use such data. And this way, it is entirely digital. Probably it will penetrate to these levels. But the share between persons and the royalty efforts will bring us to a different world where more combined, more bundled opportunities can be offered, and much higher level perspective can be employed so that people can be offered different opportunities by different service providers. I believe we are headed towards such a world. And digitalization will merge very quickly with the physical world in the next 10 years. In the next 2 decades, I don't know. I'm also curious where we will go, but it will be, I'm also curious about your opinions. Thank you very much, Mr. Özgür Altan. You are the expert in such areas. What will happen in the next 20 years? E-commerce has a history of 20 years. It began only 20 years ago. The first decade is not much. It was more about infrastructure, processes coming into formation. But the next decade was an important area, time period of growth. And the last 5 years, we grew geometrically, and in the past 2 years it's even much more different, as we have all experienced together. Garanti, according to the projections of Garanti payment systems, we believe we will reach our targets 5 years earlier in terms of volume growth or unit number growth. We have already reached the numbers of 2027, and probably similar developments can be witnessed in many different industries. This geometrical growth will continue, maybe with a bit lower speed. It will continue and it will spread more. The most important tool for the spread is going to be people's access to online payment systems, the penetration. As the penetration grows, we get more opportunities to grow in e-commerce. In the next decade, with very small diversions, small deviations, it will increase even more. In a cashless society, everybody has access to a payment device, and these people are also will become customers of e-commerce. So, as we discussed in the previous topic, the penetration of payment systems will near 100% level, which will increase e-commerce. On the other hand, development will depend on the usability of technology, the development of technology, as well as the customer needs. So far, the expectation from the customer side in our e-commerce customers was to access very quickly and conveniently to the best product at the best price, and financial benefits and promotions in the meantime to the extent possible. This template has also changed in the past 2 years, because we are spending more time at home, which means we have our personalized needs that we have started meeting from e-commerce. This is a new demand in terms of e-commerce, and there's a big group which also see shopping as a part of socialization. This group of people have also started using e-commerce recently. This trend will continue its growth. More time will be spent online by consumers, and they will want to access affordable products. They will also want to be offered specialized, customized products for them, for their needs and wishes, a more customized or personalized world. Price to performance ratio was important, but we will have, for instance, more harmonized or rare products or products tailored for me. Such issues will gain significance in e-commerce. Considering the aspect of e-commerce, e-commerce websites are still very limited and maybe in a sense they're boring. There's an important opportunity for development here, as Mr. Emre Özdal mentioned, the revolution of the metaverse. The weight of e-commerce will shift to social media. E-commerce and social connection will strengthen, and a brand new trend can emerge out of this. With the use of AI, personalized shopping experiences will be possible. Chatbots, for instance, they still exist, but they're limited. And with the advances in technology, you will feel that you're shopping together with the chatbot or with AI shopping bots. They can accompany your shopping process. In the future, these will be some of the developments that we witness. Payment systems that are my topic. When I look at the demands of the consumer today, first of all, the financial benefits, the campaigns, not missing them, but also being invisible during the checkout step. This is the demand of the consumer. As there are more transactions, this demand also intensifies. For instance, a consumer who shops once a month and a consumer who shops 3 or 4 times a day, for them, this becomes even more important. For instance, their card number or other data, these cause breaks in the shopping experience and they decrease speed. Security is very important for customers, but they don't want to use verification systems. There is a 25% loss ratio at checkout because of security systems. In such critical areas, I believe there will be developments in line with the demands. We will see developments in payment systems. For instance, long coding or long transaction experience or security procedures will entirely be eliminated, and they will be replaced by AI or dedication systems or security systems which work silently in the background. Or as Mr. Özdal said, we are able to obtain a lot of data about the customer, especially in our new structures. We are able to know how the mouse of the customer, the cursor of the customer is moving. So we have much more advanced security systems which we continue developing. So as the customer continues with their shopping, we will be able to verify in the background, and we will be able to offer the best promotion in finalizing the credit card, the checkout process. Another important step in the payment systems world is the loyalty, which I believe such systems will be part of our lives and they will strengthen. The competition in the industry is very differentiating in this area, but loyalty programs over the years will know us much more intimately and they will make our lives easier, and their financial benefits will be offered according to our own needs. Thank you very much, Mr. Özgür Altan. You have, both our speakers, talked about the right points. I believe speed and experience will be the differentiating factors in the future. As you have also said, this speed and experience In e-commerce,
kullanıcı hangi
it's
kanala
about
giderse gitsin,
no matter which
alışveriş yapacağı,
channel
hangi
the
kanalda
user
ısrarlı
goes to
olsun,
it. This could be the
ısrarlı bir kanalda
mobile,
olsun, ister
the
chat
web, or the
ortamında
chat
olsun, hangi
environment.
kanala
No
giderse gitsin
matter which
aynı
channel
şekilde
they go
kolay,
to, it
basit,
will be
güvenilir ve
convenient,
hızlı bir
simple,
şekilde alışverişini
secure,
tamamlayacağı
and fast. There will
çözümler
be such solutions
geliştirdiler.
probably in the
Bugün
future.
aslında
Today,
dünyada da bu
in the
şeyi
world, we
görüyoruz. Bu
see
trendi
this
görüyoruz. Bugün
trend. For
baktığımızda örneğin
instance,
Amazon Go
Amazon
fiziksel
Go.
bir ortamda alışveriş yapıyor
Even if you're
olmamıza
shopping
rağmen artık ortada
physically,
bir
there is
kart
no
var, bir
cart,
şey var.
nothing. You're
Giriyorsunuz
able
bir
to
dükkana,
enter a
geçerken
store,
sizi
and on
o
your way
tanıyor,
in, it
kapıdan
recognizes who
geçiyor
you
ve
are, and
alışverişinizi
you're able
yapıyorsunuz,
to shop
ürünlerinizi alıyorsunuz.
and
Dışarıya çıkıyorsunuz
leave,
ve arka taraftaki
and
tanıdığı hesabınız
from
var
your
ya da
account
kartınızdan
or
ödemeniz
predefined
gerçekleşebiliyor.
card, your payment is
Bahsettiğimiz
made
gibi önümüzdeki
automatically.
dönemde çok
In the
yüksek
future,
olasılıkla
most
bu Web
probably with
3.0'ın daha çok
more
hayatımıza
Web
girmesi,
3.0 in
metaverse'ler
our
vesaire,
lives and
bunlar
with
da artık
metaverse,
fiziksel ödemelerin de büyük bir
most
kısmını artık
physical
dijitale
payments will also
dönüştüreceğini
be
ve büyüteceğini, sadece
digitized, and
geliştirmek değil,
they will
büyüteceğini
be
gösteriyor.
expanded and
Bunlarla birlikte
developed.
tabii
And
bu
with
süreçte
that,
yine ihtiyaç olan farklı
different
ödeme
payment
türleri de
types are also needed
yani şu
in
anda
shopping.
kart
For instance,
olarak yapıyoruz. Yarın
today we
belki
have
işte
cards. Maybe in
hesaptan
the future we will
ödemeler
have payment from the
ödenecek.
account, or
Kredili
payment
ödemeler ya da
by
belki
loan,
blockchain
or
teknolojisi üzerine kurulmuş bir
certain
kripto
crypto
varlıklar
assets
üzerinden de
payments
ödemeler
based on the
hatta bu
blockchain
teknolojik olarak
technology,
bunun
even if the
desteklemesine
technology is
gidiyorsa
not there
bunlar da hayatımızın
today.
bir
Maybe in
parçası
the
haline
future these will be
gözüküyor.
part of our lives.
Yine önemli olan kısımlardan
Another
bir tanesi
important
IoT
aspect
kısmı.
is
Yani sabah
IoT.
uyanıyorsunuz artık
In the
Alexa
morning you wake up and
süpürgenize
you're
geliyor.
greeted by
Artık tüm
Alexa. It
listesi
says good
alıyor.
morning.
Taksi
You
çağır
say
diyorsunuz.
call me a
Taksiyi
cab,
çağırıyor.
and it
Taksinin ödemesini bile Alexa
calls the
yapıyor
cab, and it
artık
makes the payment itself
ev
maybe.
alışverişleri,
And maybe your
buzdolabınız
fridge
artık
will be
içindeki
able
donanımlar
to
sayesinde hangi
recognize
ürünün
which product is
tükendiğini
running
tespit
out
ediyor
inside
ve
the fridge, and it
siparişinizi
will be able
veriyor.
to
Eve geldiğinde
order
yine
on your
arka
behalf.
kayıtlı
And once
ödeme
those
aracınız
goods are
üzerinden
delivered to
ödemelerinizi
you, the payment
gerçekleştiriyor.
will be made
Tahmin ediyorum
automatically in the
önümüzdeki
background.
10
I
yıl
guess in the
içerisinde,
next
10-15 yıl
10 to
içerisinde artık
15 years,
ödemeyi
we
biz
will not
görmeyeceğiz.
be
Böyle kafamıza
seeing
takmayacağımız bir şey
payment. It
haline
will be
gelir.
something that we
Sadece
don't
ödemenin
think about,
tamamlanması
only
sırasında
maybe at the
bankamıza ve
actual
finansal
payment.
kuruluşumuza
We will
temasa
contact the
geçeceğiz ve
finance
işlemimizi
institution or the bank to
tamamlayacağız. Bu
approve the
gözüküyor.
transaction.
Tamamen hız ve
There will be
deneyime
more
binilecek bir şey
experience and more
gözüküyor.
speed in the future.
Katılımınız
I
için ve
thank
değerli
both of you
fikirleriniz için
for
çok
your
teşekkür ediyorum
participation
Emre Bey,
and your
Özgür Bey.
valuable
Burada
opinions.
sonlandıralım.
Let's
Çok
end the
teşekkür ederim.
session
Çok
here,
sağ
and
olun.
thank you. Thank you.
Teşekkürler.